Hello everyone. In this video, let's see how to promote a server as a domain controller. But before getting into it, let's understand what is a domain controller. Domain controller is a lot of things to be honest, but to be short, we can say uh, it's a server that runs ADDS role, or we can say it's a server that has ADDS database on it. So let's see how to promote this server as a domain controller. To do that, open your server manager. And once you have the server manager open, you can simply go ahead and click on add roles and features. This is one way to do it. If not, to the top right, you'll have this manage tab. And when you click on it, you'll have an option to add roles and features. So once you click on it, you have an wizard that's opening up. And this is the welcome page. So click next on it, and this is a place where you can choose whether it has to be a role based or a desktop remote desktop services installation. So in our case, we are going to install a role to promote the server as a DC, and the roles that are to be installed are Active Directory domain services and DNS servers. So these two roles are important for a server to be promoted as a domain controller. So hit next on it, and once you hit next, you can see the server that you'll have to select. In our case, I have only one server that is installed on this environment. If you have multiple servers, then all these servers will be listed here, and you can choose the server that you want to promote as a domain controller. So once you select the server, hit next, you will find the list of roles that can be added to the server. So as I said, to promote this server as a DC, the role that we have to add is ADDS, that is Active Directory Domain Services. So once you select the role, the features get added to it automatically. And the other role is DNS server. So add this role and the features and hit next. And this is the place where you add the features. If you need any other features other than the default one, those are selected while you select a role. So in our case, I'm leaving it as the default one, and I'll hit next. This page is gives you an overview of the roles that are to be installed. So this gives an overview of ADDS, and this page gives you the overview of DNS server. So now this is a place where this page gives you an overview of the roles and features that are about to be installed for you to review. So if we are sure that these roles and features can be installed, hit install, which will begin the installation process. So here you can see the bar which says pending. So you'll have the update here. So once the installation is complete, you can see the progress here, like the progress of the installation. So once you have the installation complete, you will get an installation completed message. It takes some time, so we'll wait for it. All right, so now you can see the installation is succeeded. We have successfully installed the ADDS role and the DNS server role. But you can also see it's mentioned as configuration required. So what is this configuration? It's nothing but it's the configuration that is required to promote this server to a domain controller. So you can do it by simply clicking on this option here. If not, you can close this visit, and on the to the top right, you can see on the notification tab there's a flag that is raised. When you click on it, you can see an option promote this server to a domain controller. So click on that option, and that opens up a new wizard to configure the ADDS role. So since click on it, and since this is the only server and this is the first server we are going to promote as a domain controller, we will have to choose add a new forest. So once you choose add a new forest, the next thing it asks you for is it asks you to enter the root domain name. In our case, let me name it as example.com, and hit next. So remember your root domain name must be forest name always. So we have created a root domain name. Now it's time to choose the functional level for forest and domain. In our case, I'm gonna leave it as Windows Server 2016. By default, the DNS server and GC is enabled. Since this is the only server, we won't have an option to uncheck these options. Create a DSRM password. So this password is required for you to take any backup of the configuration or to restore any backups. Once you have created the password, hit next. Now we are not going to create a DNS delegation. Let's discuss about this some other day maybe. So hit next. Choose a NetBIOS name. Uh, by default, it picks up the NetBIOS domain name from your root domain name itself. So for me, since we named the root domain as example.com, the NetBIOS domain name has been chosen as example. So you can change it if you wish to have a different NetBIOS domain name. And hit next. Whenever you promote a server as a DC, there are three folders that are getting created. Database folder, the log file folder, and the sysvol folder. So you can choose the path to save the location of these folders. But in our case, I'll keep it in its default location and C Windows NTDS and C Windows sysvol. Hit next. And in this page, you get to review your selection. If you want to change something, you can always hit previous button to go back and change it. Or if everything looks good for you, go ahead and hit next. Now, the AD will run some tests to check if everything is in place to install the ADDS role. So this will take some time, and when it's done, you will get a prompt. You will get this prompt saying the checks passed successfully, and once you hit install, the installation begins. So now the installation begins, and you can see the progress bar here, and it says the installation is starting. And again, this will take some time for the process to complete. Once the installation is complete, you will have to restart your server for the changes to reflect. Once the server restarts and when you open the server manager, on the dashboard you can see two roles that are being added, the ADDS and the DNS role that we added during the configuration. And when you click on local server, you can see from work group it has been changed to domain and the domain name is example.com, the one that we chose during the promotion process. So that's how you promote a server as a domain controller. So see you on the next one. Thank you.